Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep.
Do you watch Arcane?
I haven't yet.
Anyway, just watch it.
Yeah. I will. I will. We'll add that to my homework. See if I can get my goal is gold.
So if you wanna climb the champion pool you're looking at in this rank, is more like the Jinx and Misfortune. Those two are
Okay.
really, really good in this rank. So the first thing you're gonna learn today is the main fundamentals and laws of ADC that you gotta learn. So the first one being spacing. This is really important, right? Do you find yourself getting poked a lot in lane?
Yeah, I can be. Yeah.
In lower ranks, people get poked a lot because of this. So basically, when you press A, and this is something that I recommend every player does, if you look at Halo, every ADC in Halo does this, pressing A a lot.
Yeah.
Because every time you
Yep.
press A will show up the range, right? She will do the same damage if you're far away or close, as long as you're in range. So there's no need to be closer. Secondly, the idea is not only you're gonna be at max range when you auto-attack, here, but also when you're not auto-attacking and you're like quote-unquote reloading, here you go even further out than max range, right? And then here you go at max range again. So this is your max range, something like that, right? In and out at the max range. And that's why you
Okay.
wanna click the E a lot. Secondly, notice how my movement is unpredictable. I'm not walking in a straight line to a minion when I wanna hit it. I'm just walking left and right, and see that minion walk to me so I can get out a little bit.
Yep.
And the other fundamental of farming that I didn't mention is how are Halo players so good at like CSing? The way
Yeah.
is looking at the projectiles instead of the minion HP. So I'm not looking at the red minion's HP when I'm CSing. What I'm doing is looking at my own minion's projectiles. Next, you gotta stop clicking many times in the same place. So one telltale sign of a low elo player is they do this a lot, right? So see how I'm clicking
Okay.
many times in the same place?
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
issue with clicking many times in the same place is that your movement is a straight line. And as ADC, one of the main fundamentals you need to have is not moving in straight lines. You need to always move unpredictable and have your body language. So, like that, right? And the way we are gonna move really fast is by keeping the mouse closed. So keeping the mouse close to you is very precise, you misclick way less, and also it's higher APM and higher, better reaction time also. Like if the Morgana binding is coming here, and you're keeping the mouse close, it's so much easier to do this movement than to like try to move far away.
Got it. Okay.
If there's a skill shot coming here,
Mm-hmm.
skill shot has a hitbox, right? So the way you
Yep.
dodge this is getting out of that hitbox.
Okay.
So if you have the mouse far away from your champion and you wanna dodge, a lot of low elo players will do this and click here, and notice how this is actually a very bad angle. Whereas
Got
if you
it.
do these two same points but close to a champion, that's a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
So it's so much better. So if I keep the mouse close, it's so easy for me to dodge everything, right?
Got it.
Last
Makes
point,
more sense.
another thing you gotta fix is that you're not allowed to click more than one time. Never click more than one time on each target or on each auto attack. So basically, right? So it's pretty simple. We're gonna keep the mouse close to champion, click on the ground a lot and on the targets very little, only one time, right? And this is another thing you gotta practice, in and out of the max range, right? That's the spacing. So now, last point, the camera. That's gonna be your homework. So it's impossible to climb a lot if you keep the camera locked. It's just really bad. There's a lot of things you miss out of the screen. It's very hard to have good decision making because it's like so many things happen out of your camera that would affect your decisions and you simply don't have that information. Good decision making is good information. You're gonna do something called the checklist in the loading screen checklist, which is like you're gonna ask a couple questions to plan how you're gonna play the Airlift. So the first question is like who wins level 1 in both you and the versus the enemy, this 2v2.
The enemy.
Right, perfect. And why? Do you have a reason why?
They have poke. The Ash poke takes priority over the
Right.
Nami.
So the reason is Draven will outdamage Jinx level 1.
Yep.
But that's not the main reason. The main reason why they win level 1 is this, the Hail of Blades on Ashe. Hail of Blades will give her 3 really fast auto attacks plus 10 W and an additional auto. That's like 4 autos on W versus Nami is gonna... In that time, Nami will do like W 1 auto. Okay. Second question you're gonna ask is, junglers, are they early gank or full clear jungles? Yours and the enemy.
The they're both full clears.
Perfect, yes. So that means that you should be pretty isolated until later, like minute 3 plus, right? So now that we know those two things, what should we do level 1 to prevent them from killing us level 1?
Play more passive.
That's what you would think, right? But actually it's the opposite, so let me explain. Actually in bot lane, people have this mistake a lot in the video where they think that, okay, the enemy wins level 1, therefore I need to play passive. But it's the opposite, because when you play passive, they get level 2 first and they engage even harder.
Okay.
So when the enemy has better level 1, try to not leash or leash as little as possible. And
Okay.
secondly, arrive at the lane as fast as possible and start hitting minions perma to get level 2 first. If somehow the enemy is about to get level 2 first anyway, then yes, play passive and wait under tower for wave. And also, contesting bush is king in level 1. Level 1, I would have walked to the lane and asked Nami for help and put a ward in this bush in the middle one. Then try to not leash, but if you do leash, just arrive at the lane as fast as possible, start hitting the wave as much as you can. Your goal is to get level 2, because the other thing that happens when you push a lot is that they can't poke you. Playing passive is not the same as safe, okay? In bot lane, passive isn't always, doesn't necessarily mean safe, okay? Sometimes it's the same, yes, but not always. There are different concepts that are unrelated to each other, okay? Sometimes being aggressive is the safe thing. Okay, so he stopped, that's perfect. You should be going to bot lane and staying on the bush. And this is why you should avoid the bush, because now it's kind of scary to get in the bush. If there's Ashe there, you just die.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you would go to the bush. Yeah, so this is really autopilot by you. We should be in the lane already.
Yeah. Yep. I should.
Okay, but that's really bad idea. So see, this is why you gotta do the checklist. You should have pinged on my way in the lane and start getting the level 2 first. That's the correct way to play this. Another thing that I will say that you did really wrong is using the rocket launcher. So not only the rocket is gonna be lower damage, but the attack speed of it is so slow that it stacks your lethal tempo slower as well.
Okay.
So see, we already screwed up the whole lane and we probably die. Okay, you don't die because of ghosts, but now the lane is unplayable because you're gonna have to recall, you lost your potion, and if the Draven is smart, he should only last hit, because if he only last hits, you're gonna lose as many minions as possible. Bot lane is all about getting that level 2 first and getting space in the lane with that. That's actually really dumb by the Draven. He shouldn't be like pushing under your tower like that because he can't poke you a lot, right? So he has two options, right? Like crash even harder so that it bounces back to you. So if he had crashed this wave more aggressively, then it would bounce back to him, and then you would be playing here with no flash, and that's really unplayable, right? But other thing he could do is recall when he crashes under tower.
I think that's one of the things I really need to learn more of is like the wave management aspect. Like I know to crash wave when you want to recall because it gives you a chance.
There's basically, the thing you gotta learn is there's only two factors that determine what will happen with the wave. One is the amount of minions, obviously, right? So if whoever has more minions, the wave will push, right? It's very simple. There's another point, which is at what height in the lane, at what point in the lane the wave will meet. So right now the wave is meeting here, right?
Yep.
Why did I say that this would slow push to them? Because if you count the minions, we have 6.
Yep.
7, 8. But in your side, you only have 7. So you would think that it would push to Jinx, right? So why wouldn't it? So these two minions are not gonna survive as long as it looks, because you're gonna last hit them, and also they're not gonna be able to do almost any important damage, right? Like maybe they trade these minions for see. So these minions, so what will happen is, assuming nobody touches the wave and Draven didn't touch the wave, is the other factor that determines what happens with the wave, which is at what height in the lane the wave is meeting. The further here the wave meets, the more that it will bounce to this side, and vice versa, right? So if Draven crashes away under the tower, the upcoming red wave, that I'm gonna mark in red here, will get stacked up by hitting the minions under tower here. And then, but meanwhile, the blue wave is uncontested, and it keeps walking, right? So then when finally the minions die under tower, the 2 full HP 6 minion waves will meet like this.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be like that. Like the red wave stacked up, so it's gonna be like that, and the blue wave is gonna be like the first minion comes first. So this clash here is gonna be like, you know, 6v1 for a couple of seconds, which will get the minion way lower HP, and then it's just an imbalance. Look at how this wave meets like in your side. So see how these minions are gonna hit this one before these casters get to hit. Look at how you're not doing anything, but see how the blue minion is lower HP than the red minion?
Yeah. It's because they're all targeting that single minion.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
And these ones didn't hit yet, that's why. Oh, you killed him anyway, nice. Good spacing. Okay, so why didn't you keep going here? You would have killed her.
I'm pretty sure I made a decision thinking that she had more health and is able to...
Right, but that's a very low way to look at the game. Health is not what matters. What matters is...
damage.
Right, so how much damage are you going to output versus her damage, right?
Yeah.
Stop looking at health. What you gotta look at is the cooldowns, damage output, how would the fight... Like, instead of looking at the health, simulate how the fight would play in your mind. Here, we swap to minigun. Nami gives you WE. Look at this WE. Nami gives you WE from out of range. Ashe has no W, so she's safe. She's never gonna die, okay? It's impossible. Nami gives you WE. It's free. She might trade the kill on you with Ignite, but that's actually super good, because if she trades the kill on you, it's the support carrying the kill, which doesn't really matter. Draven only gets 100 gold. And you get to base with the speed from dying on the fountain. And look at the wave. The wave would be pushing to you, so Draven would lose this. Draven would arrive later than you, or same as you on the lane, and he would have lost all this wave that is upcoming. So you should have traded 1-for-1 with her here. It's super good. The other thing you gotta understand is, as an ADC, you wanna get as much gold as possible, but you don't get any more gold just because you're hitting the minions more, right? This is something I always wanna teach people. It's like, just because you kill the minion 5 seconds sooner doesn't mean you got more gold. Which is different in the jungle, though. If you kill the jungle minions faster, they spawn sooner. But in the waves, they always spawn same second. So spacing on Jinx is like doing 4 or 5 minigun autos and then swapping to rocket and spacing with a rocket lethal tempo out. The way you get unstuck from position here is like you either crash under the enemy tower or let it bounce back to you.
Okay.
But if you hit the wave once, that's the worst, because you ensure that it stays there. Either try to crash it as hard as you can, or let it just wait. Okay, but why did you walk out? Your mistake was walking out. If TF is ult, just walk in. It's like when Shen ults you, right? You shouldn't run away.
Yeah.
I would have ghost if okay, here I would ghost if I was you. You ghost and Nami gives you E. You don't take tower, or you just bait. So you ghost and walk this direction. And stand here, and then what you do is like you put traps like this, so she cannot go the other way on the tower. So think about it. Where can Ashe go if you ghost and go here? Right, Ashe can only go this direction or this direction. Either way, you would kill her, because if she goes up here, you can hit her from out of tower range.
Okay.
So this would be free. Do you watch our game?
I haven't yet. I need to.
Bro, you're trolling. What the fuck?
I've been stuck watching Jujutsu Kaisen and reading.
Come on, man.
I'm super hooked on that right now. I know everybody says it's fantastic.
Okay, why did you die here? You got stuck in the wave because you wanted to get one more plate. This is really awful.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Just back here. Getting tempo is more important than getting plates, okay?
Got it.
Every time you recall and hit a blade, the thing you gotta ask yourself is not what will I get with this blade. That's not what matters. What matters is what am I sacrificing to get this blade. First thing you gotta know about League is that a full wave is always worth way more than a plate. The issue here is because you wanted to get 125 gold more, worst case scenario, they cancel your recall and now you're gonna have to stay with no flash, no HP, and crucially, most crucially, no items because you didn't recall. Look at your build, right? And this all happened because you wanna hit a blade. See that? That wave, that blue wave was much larger than the red wave, right?
Yeah. So I just want to last hit and let it come to me?
Because Draven would lose all the red minions if you just last hit. If you just last hit, not only Draven will lose all the red minions, but you would be super safe without flash. You will be here without flash, which is totally fine. Master, you could never gank you.
Yeah.
The thing that so sometimes it's not that you never wanna push when the enemy is not in lane, but if the wave is pushing to you, you just make him lose way more minions by less hitting. And the other thing is sometimes the enemy support will hold the wave with his body and not even let you crash it. Okay, so the way you use traps on Jinx is you let him Q on you and then you trap like this, and then you walk over your own traps, and he has to either go around or get hit by the traps.
Okay.
Okay, so what should you do when you recall here? When you spawn?
I should technically go pick up mid,
Perfect,
correct, and then go back. Yeah, but I go bot, I'm pretty sure.
It's not like you go mid to protect your mid laner's tower. It's more like mid lane is where the only golden XP you can get is. I just noticed I spoiled Arcane. Oh my god.
That's okay.
Okay, I didn't spoil it. I didn't say much. Just watch it.
I will. We'll add that to my homework.
Yeah. To play Jinx. But see how if you look at the map, you might be under the wrong impression that they got this. They don't need your help with the 3-1 mastery. Issue is you're not moving the camera and noticing that actually Nami's out of mana. KF has half HP, and Nocturne is burning all his cooldowns on the Dragon Sea. So this is actually free meal for mastery, and you don't see that because you don't move the camera. So what are you buying here? No, you bought Stormrazor.
I went with
so
Stormrazor. Okay.
Jinx, you wanna go either Stormrazor or Kraken depending on the game. This game I would go Kraken because we have Nasus who nobody else can kill, and same for Gnar, and Mastery is like a melee champion as well. I would say that the lower you go, the more value Kraken has, because the thing is in high elo people are gonna space you a lot and play at your max range and in and out and tether you and whatever. So you can only sometimes you can only hit once, right? So if you can only hit once, yeah, Stormrazor will win. But in lower elo people will let you out attack perma non-stop. They're not so I would say go Kraken every game. This is just you not this is camera lock issue. Look at this, look at this. I know what you ghosted. Look, this is your point of view. This is where you ghost.
Instead of looking down.
Yeah, you ghosted because you didn't see that he wasn't even there. But yeah, here it was super easy to kill both. You just go minigun and start hit at the max attack speed. Okay, so seem kinda lost now. What do you think an AD carry should do after laning phase? You go mid always because it's the shortest lane. So you can't go side lane because you can't side lane against any champions in the enemy team. You're never gonna side lane against Nasus or Gnar, right? And the last reason is your support needs to be available to help the rest of the team right now. And if you go bot lane or top lane, you're gonna bring your support with you, and the rest of your team is gonna be forced to play 4v3. Whereas if you go mid lane, your support can both ward all of the map and help all of the teams and support you at the same time. You never freeze anymore. At this point onwards in mid lane, you just perma push, because the more you push, the more you will unlock the map for your support to do whatever.
Would cleanse really be worth it, right? Because if I cleanse an Ashe ult, Nasus can still slow, Gnar can still...
Well, okay, but cleanse gives you tenacity after the cleanse. Do you know that?
No.
So cleanse is not cleansing only one stun. So after you use cleanse, I think it's for 3 or 2 seconds, you get almost Olaf ult essentially. That's why if you miss the cleanse on if you cleanse Leona ult, then the Leona stun is kind of meaningless. So that's why cleanse is so good against Leona. So this is something that you see a lot in the Elo, which is ARAM mid for no reason. This is you gotta ping your teammates to not do this. So ping your team to not be mid with you. You need solo XP as ADC, because otherwise you're sharing XP, you're sharing gold. It's really bad, right? Okay, so here we misplayed. Herald gives you the Jinx passive. So what you could have done is start hitting the Herald and then get in position to use your passive to hit the Gnar or the Mastery. So here.
Okay.
I would use the traps. So see how you're now using traps? You put the traps between you and them, like here.
Okay.
And you start hitting the Herald, and after you get the Herald, you just can't hit them over the traps. They cannot go on you because of the traps, and you just start chunking them with the passive. Like, don't intentionally go to minigun range. What I'm saying is if the enemy is already in that range, then just swap to minigun. And then if you space out, you swap to rocket. But the other thing is that minigun will stack the lethal tempo for you. The issue is your build here is so low damage. You're hitting for free in all of these fights. Nobody's touching you, but you don't know damage anyway. Like, how can you damage that Nasus? You know what I mean? He's so tanky right now.
I don't. I went for a build to keep myself safe instead of thinking that the damage would be better.
I recommend you just watch the Halo streamers, pro players really, like, especially the Korean ones, you just go to YouTube and type like Gumayushi Jinx or Ruler. Just make sure that you don't watch highlights, right? Watch like the full game from laning phase.
Okay.
Just so that you can see everything they do with the wave and stuff. You don't want to see the crazy plays. You want to see like how they handle the wave, how they swap to minigun.
Yeah, the minute details that can help me mechanically get better.
I don't think you have an issue kiting really. When you swap to when you're playing with a rocket, you are kiting properly. The issue is that so see, you're moving between autos. Usually you don't see silver players move between autos like that, which is really good. I mean, that's the hard part. So the only thing is just better build and different minigun use, and then you're fine.